Good evening and welcome to the Irish Art Show, broadcast to you from the Scientology Community Centre. Tonight we are happy to feature sisters Courtney and Lottie Cullen, former All-Ireland duet champions, along with Richie Pine on vocals and guitar, to entertain us with some classic Irish trad. Please welcome Ceili Cottage.
Lovely, thank you so much. We are Ceili Cottage. We are absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you so much to the Irish Arts Show for having us. That was a lovely set of reels called The Connacht Heifers, The Crooked Road and The Black-Haired Lass. And it's played by, I have Lottie Cullen here on my left on the uilleann pipes. Myself, I'm Courtney Cullen on fiddle, and we have Richie Pine on guitar and vocals over here. So for the next little while, we're going to treat you to some nice Irish reels and jigs and Richie's lovely vocals, a couple of songs for you. So that being said, we're going to continue with a song called The Ferryman, written by Pete St. John, about the River Liffey when there was the closure of the ferry services on it. So I'll hand you over to Richie. You can take it away.
Little boats have come from the breast of Van Liffey. Ferryman is landed on the quay, and the Dublin docks are dying, and the way your life is gone. It's over, Molly, over, can't you see? Yeah, where the strawberry bells sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away those worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I'll love you more tomorrow. If you've ever loved me, Molly, love me now. Was the only job I knew. It was hard but never lonely. Liffey fairy made a man of me. It's gone without a whisper, forgot he knew now. And it's over, Molly over, can't you see? Oh, where the strawberry beds, sweet down to the Liffey, kiss away those worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I'll love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Now I tend the yard, I spend my days a talking. I hear them whisper, Charlie's on the door. Oh, but darling, we're still living. Baby, we're still young, and the Liffey never stole me heart and soul. Oh, where the strawberry beds, sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away those worries from my brow. I love you well today, and I'll love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. I wear the strawberry beds, sweep down to the Liffey, kiss away the worries from my brow. Oh no, I love you well today, and I'll love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now.
Lovely. Thanks so much, everyone. We are going to continue on now with a set of jigs. Well, the first one's actually a slip jig, and then 2 jigs after that. And these were selected by Lottie on the pipes and their lovely tunes. So the first one is Farewell to Wally Range slip jig, followed by the Lisna Gun jig, which is a nice beat to it. I hope you enjoyed that one. And lastly, the Mouse in the Kitchen, which was written by a fantastic fiddle player who's from Manchester but based in Florida, a good friend of ours, Colin Farrell. So I hope you enjoy them. Thank you very much. So they were some lovely jigs. Especially love that last one by Colin Farrell. Great tune. We are going to continue on now with another song from Richie, if he'd be so kind. We are going to play Dirty Old Town, which is a Ewan MacColl song written in 1949. It's been covered by the Dubliners, the Pogues. It's very recognisable, a great song about a town in the UK called Salford. So I'll hand it over to you, Richie.
Yeah, lovely stuff. I'm going to carry on with this and just get the guitar in properly into tune here. It's not dealing well with the summer heat here. My love by the gasworks wall, I dreamed a dream by the old canal, and I kissed my girl by the factory wall. It's a dirty old town, it's a dirty old town. Clouds are drifting all across the moon. Cats are prowling on their beat. Horse planes that curl from the streets at night. It's a dirty old town. In a dirty old town. Oh. Well, I heard a siren coming from the docks. Saw a train that set the night on fire. I smell the spring on a smoky way in a dirty old town. It's a dirty old town. Gonna make me a big sharp axe, shining steel, tempered in the fire, and I'll chop you down like an old dead tree in a dirty old town. It's a dirty old town. Oh, I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. I kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town. It's a dirty old town. In a dirty old town. What a dirty old town.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Richie. Fantastic. We are going to continue now with a set of reels. So back to some tunes for you. These reels, ones we've played for a long, long time. So myself and Lottie have known each other since the day Lottie was born, because she is my younger sister. And then Richie over here, we've known since maybe we were 9 or 10 years old that we've been playing music with together. So these are tunes that we would have learned way back when we were younger, and it's just, they're timeless. So it's nice to play them over and over again. They just don't lose their appeal. So the first one is The Star of Munster followed by The Humours of Tulla, which is a very popular reel that we just love here in Ceili Cottage, and then finally the Monaghan Twig. So yeah, I hope you enjoy them. Thanks so much. Thank you. So those are our fun ones that we love. We are going to finish up now with our last song, Rock and Roll Kids, which was written by Brendan Graham for the 1994 Eurovision Song Contest and was performed by the brilliant, wonderful Charlie McGettigan and Paul Harrington. I think it was Ireland's 6th win that year in 1994, if I'm not incorrect. So it's a beautiful song. We really love it. And I'll hand it over to Richie.
Okay. I remember 62 was 16 and so were you, and we lived next door on the avenue. Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too, blue jeans and blue suede shoes, and we never knew while life held in the store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine, but there was once upon a time, and we never seemed to rock and roll anymore. Johnny's in love with the girl next door. Mary's down at the record store, but they don't wanna be around us no more. Golden oldies, but we hardly speak. Too busy running to a different beat. Hard to understand. We were once like this. I wish we could have those rock and roll days again. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine. There was once upon a time, and we never seemed to rock and roll anymore. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, listening to those songs on the radio. And I was yours and you were mine. There was once upon a time, and we never seemed to rock and roll. Oh, we never seemed to rock and roll. Oh, we never seemed to rock and roll anymore.
Well, what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? What a wonderful performance by Ceili Cottage. They're absolutely fantastic. I love the connection with the two sisters. And of course, Richie adds a lovely touch as well. And I have to say, one of my favourite songs there this evening was Rock and Roll Kids. And absolutely, Charlie McGettigan would be delighted with it. So I'll have to show it to him after the show. Okay. How are you, girls? Lots of love to you all.
Hello.
You're very welcome to the Irish Art Show.
Thank you so much, Angel. We're delighted to be here. That was really good fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for having us.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love the connection. I'll have to start with you being sisters first, actually, because I love the connection while we're, sitting and talking to each other earlier on, and you guys on stage, and, you always this happy. I just love that you're just so wonderful together.
Yeah, we are always wonderful together. I know we do get on very well. We've Lottie and I have spent a lot of time playing music together, but we do kill each other sometimes, and then we're the best of friends again. It's I think it's just the way sisters work.
Yeah.
That I suppose if you have the same kind of fights with your friends, you mightn't talk ever again, but we could be killing each other and then holding hands, sharing a milkshake the next minute.
I'd love to see that, actually. Like, how did it all start for you? Because you're obviously family. Did it start as children?
It did, yeah. So our mum is one of 11 children. She grew up in County Offaly, and she was the youngest girl. So she has older brothers and sisters, and they all played music. And then she just loved it so much. None of them continued on playing, but mum, she took up the tin whistle and she entered herself in competitions, and she just loved it. So she always said when she had children, she wanted them to play music. It was just so important to her. So she had 4 girls. There's 4 of us. We've 2 older sisters, older than us. And we all started out on violins. So I think probably when I was about 3, I was trying to steal their violins off them. So at that stage, she was like, right, we better get this little one a violin and keep her going. And then Lottie came along, and at that stage there was so much music in the house that Lottie just plays every instrument under the sun that you can think of. So it's just always been around us, particularly because we've the older sisters and our mum playing the whole time.
I think that's fantastic. And actually, isn't it the best time to learn?
It really
you're
is.
Soaking it up
really,
at that age.
I think you just kind of, when you're surrounded by so much music, you've no choice but to soak it all in and follow in the footsteps of your older siblings. There's not much else you can go with.
Yeah, there's definitely times I know where I've learned a tune and brought it back from a music lesson, and before I finish practicing it in the room, I'll come out and Lottie might have picked up a tin whistle and be playing it, because by osmosis she's just learned the tune as well. So it's quite nice with Irish music as well that you do share tunes the whole time.
Yeah.
And you know, you might have different influences, and then you take tunes from somewhere and then they translate onto another instrument, and like it's just collaboration that you don't even know is happening at all stages of life. Like.
And you know, Courtney, when we were talking on the phone the other day, obviously in preparation for the Irish Art Show you're coming on, I was just so blown away by the fact that you spoke so much about Lottie. You know, in very, I'm honestly,
That's so nice.
It's so lovely talking about, you know, all your achievements. You know, that was really good to hear that as family members, you know, that you were putting her first in a lot of the conversation.
Yeah, I think we're a bit of a team as well, and I don't know, it's this whole rising tide rises all boats. Anything that's good for Lottie is good for me, and anything that's good for me is good for Lottie. And all we really want to do is just play more music and play tunes, and like the opportunities that come our way, like through each other as well, is so important. So you just, like she's my younger sister. I'm proud of her. So.
And you were talking about the uilleann pipes. She's one of the. Is it the only female, or is there not many female?
There's a good few female pipers. They're obviously a bit of a more so of a minority than male pipers, but female pipers date back to the 1800th century, you know, and there was ladies in top hats and everything playing pipes back then, which was really fantastic. But it's becoming more and more popular with with the evolution of the pipes and it becoming easier and made easier for people to play, that more and more women are taking it up and giving it a go and loving it, rightly so. So
why do you think women weren't drawn to the uilleann pipes then? Is it complicated?
I think so. I don't have much knowledge or background on it, but I think a lot of the time it's just seen as a masculine instrument, and it's can seem quite awkward, and it is. It's a hard beginner's instrument. You know, when you pick up the pipes, it's not, you don't get a note out of it straight away. It is dedication and hard work to get to a good standard of playing. So I think that's a big deterrent in a lot of things. But yeah, I think it's a really great instrument, and luckily more and more women are beginning to play it more.
They have become easier to manage as well, haven't they? So it used to be that one of the pipes came up this direction.
The bass regulator it still does, sits across your arm here, so you'd be in a bit more of an awkward position, but now you can make it so that it curls around. So there's a lot more variations to it that allow for it to be a lot easier accessible.
And how did you come across the name Ceili Cottage? And I see that it was established in 2021. So how did that come about?
Yeah, so Ceili Cottage came out of a lot of things that came out of COVID. Ceili Cottage was one of them as well. So just maybe it might have been 2018 or 2019, I was at the International Harp Festival in Achill Island, and we were at a ceilidh. like dancing, swinging around and everything. And it was probably one of the best nights of my life. I don't know what was in the air, but I just said, more people need to know about a Ceili. And I had friends with me who had never been to a Ceili, had never experienced anything like that. So I thought, do you know what, we need to get a band together that we can run Ceilis, we can push Irish music around. And then through COVID, obviously it couldn't happen because you weren't allowed to hold hands. So we focused on the music primarily, and then kind of an aim is to try and bring it that there's more Ceilis going on and more dancing. Like a lot of people in Ireland would know the Siege of Venice and the Walls of Limerick, but they wouldn't know like the Caledonian sets and the other set dancing numbers. And it's just trying to, like, it's just so fun. So Ceili Cottage, it's kind of like a little house of Ceilis. So come on into our little cottage and have a Ceili with us is kind of the idea behind it, or at least
I
it's
like
trying
that name,
to be.
actually. Yeah, it's good to describe it like that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, what did you do then? So obviously, were you going live on Facebook or doing any of that kind of thing when we were all told not to be together?
No, so we didn't go down that route. I think I took a step back from doing things online. I think it just got too intense at some stage. You kind of floated or sank, I think, online, and it just wasn't really for me. But what we did was we put the heads down and started getting sets together and ideas of what kind of music we wanted to bring, what kind of events we wanted to do. And really it just came down to we just wanted to play music, and we just wanted to see people happy and spreading as much trad music, like the strong reels and jigs that you heard there. Like that's what I really want people to hear when they think of trad music, rather than thinking of, you know, maybe a load of people go back to Titanic. It's, you know, that the scene in Titanic, and like they just show that there's way more, and there's more of that and more vast amounts of trad that people can see. So yeah, I think the aim is just to roll it out to like the general public as much as we can, doing parties and pubs and weddings and corporates and whoever will listen to us, really.
And it's so much part of our heritage. I mean, it has to be kept going.
Yeah, definitely.
Stronger and stronger, you know.
Like we were playing a couple of weeks back, we had the Leinster Fleadh Cheoil was in Wicklow Town, and we were playing tunes, and the launch was dedicated to John Joe O'Loughlin, which would have been a fiddle player that taught me when I was maybe 7 or 8, a brilliant Wicklow musician. But his daughter was saying to me, she said the tunes we were playing, she said she remembers her dad playing them with his uncles. I think so. There's tunes, like the tunes float down, they never go away. Like I was saying about the tunes we just played there with Richie that we would have played when we were 10 or 11, the Crooked Road and things like that. Tunes are timeless. They just, you learn them as a child, but everyone continues to play them as an adult. All, you know, they don't change or get more complex. It's the way you play them that makes them more complex, and you add your own little spin to them. But the tunes themselves, like they've been around for hundreds of years, and they're, you know, they stood the test of time more so than any vocal songs might. The trad tunes will be around forever. Like,
What would you reckon is the what would you say the oldest trad song that you perform?
Gosh.
Would you know? Would you even have an idea? Like,
wouldn't have an idea.
Wouldn't have
Yeah.
an idea, no.
because some of them are like that, going back to the 1800s and further. Like maybe
100,
I'm always sure that we've lost a few along the way.
Yeah, there's a great website that has a lot of, you know, it's gathered a lot of information, is session.org, and on there you get the background to a lot of tunes, but most of them it's unknown who wrote it, unknown where it came from, and the styles of the tunes are quite interesting too. So people could meet in, let's say, Leitrim, and you play a tune in a session and you learn it from someone, and it might be a person from Wicklow and a person from Sligo, and after they've sat in a session and played, they both go their different directions, and they've maybe picked up something different in the tune or have picked it up a different way, and suddenly you've someone in Sligo and someone in Wicklow playing the same tune but different, and then it spreads and spreads, and do you play the Sligo version or do you play, you know, the Dublin or Wicklow version,
I didn't
or
even know
whatever.
there was such a thing, so that's very interesting.
So yeah,
Sligo version, or
but
Dublin
because
version,
it's all by ear, it's all
Yes.
picked up. It never used to be annotated at all, so
Yeah.
it's all by ear, and someone might just misremember something, and then suddenly there's other different versions. And some tunes, do you do the 3-part version or the 2-part version or the 5-part reel?
Yeah.
Or no, I have that as 3 parts. So it's
And it's interesting that you're talking about this here today, because I'd say a lot of people that even come to see you on stage don't even realise what's going on in behind the scenes or all the different things that you have to learn. They just come along and listen to the music and enjoy it.
Yeah, probably.
Which is great.
Like, we do get a lot of comments from like people that would be listening to mainstream music all the time, that they would think that reels they all sound the exact same. You go into another reel and they're like, did you not just play that? It sounds the exact same. So like, I do think it's important to be trying to differentiate tunes a little bit and putting your own spin on them and arranging them a little bit so that they're a bit more approachable for people who might just hear dicka 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 for every tune. So just try and open it out a little bit.
You must try that on stage. See, you start off with a song and see, do they know the one and the last one's the same one or something like that?
Yeah, just play the same
just to see. What was I going to say to you? Yeah, you play with more musicians as well. It's not just the three of you. So what would you be bringing in if you, don't you have other musicians come with you?
Yeah, so with Ceili Cottage, we tried, because everyone since lockdown and since things, people want to play different with different people. They want to play different music all the time and mix things up. So we do, depending on what's going on, we have other musicians that join us. So we have Cormac Murphy's a box player from Kildare, and he jumps in on the gigs with us sometimes. Sarah Jane Murphy from Mayo, who I think I met when I was 12 or 13 at a trad summer camp. So we've just remained great friends. She jumps in on some gigs if we want a banjo. And our good friend Eddie Kavanagh comes in on Bowron. He's a messer, so he's great to have around. And Ciaran Olohan from Wicklow Town, who I think would know, I think he knows Stephen quite well and Asia quite well. He comes in on vocals as well now and again. So it just depends. If it's a bigger gig, we get more people in, and Irish music is so collaborative that, you know, everyone could just jump in. You shout a key and you move on into a tune, and someone will then put up their hand and do a song. And it's easy flowing, I find, with trad music. It's less structured maybe than doing some mainstream stuff where everyone has a set list. It's a lot more flowing, that someone will go hup and they'll just pick the next tune and they'll start it off and everyone follows into line. So it's nice and collaborative when we get to bring other people into the group. But I suppose the core is myself, Lottie and Richie would be the core three that keep the show on the road for Ceili Cottage.
And who would inspire you or look up to in music yourselves?
For myself, it would be pipers. So there's a good few pipers that are really excellent, particularly one female piper, Louise Mulcahy, who is kind of paving the road for female pipers, which is really excellent and really inspiring. And then also just different styles of playing. So there's plenty of pipers that are really excellent that I'd look up to. And then band-wise, we have our own band as well that we have called Electrad. So they're very fun to play with also. And yeah, I suppose anyone that's bringing something new to the table is always a big inspiration in the trad scene, isn't it? To
you
bring
like
things
Mikey
along.
Smith as well.
Oh
isn't that
yeah,
the one you
Mikey
always
Smith
go
is a fantastic piper as well. Yeah, he'd be a great one. What about yourself, Courtney?
Oh, thanks.
See, sisterly love. I told you.
Big one for me definitely is Eileen Ivers. So we would have listened to that a lot growing up. So like other people were in the car going to school, had the radio on. We used to have Eileen Ivers, Tommy Peoples, Sean Smith from Lunasa, Zoe Conway. Yeah, all fiddle players I love, but I love like Mike McGoldrick on flute and whistles, Brian Finnegan on the whistle. Yeah, just lots of trad music. And then I love Coldplay, and we listen to normal stuff as well. We listen
to a lot of stuff, yeah.
And I have actually seen trad players that have been here playing pop songs turned into it with a trad feel to it, you know. So it is amazing how it's, you know, evolving, I suppose.
Yeah, love that, because
Yeah,
that
love that
especially, like some people can be quite purist about trad music, saying, you know, keep
just
it
trad and leave it
keep
at that.
at
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But we're definitely always open to, like, if it means someone sitting down is going to listen to some Irish music by virtue of it seeping in from, I don't know, a Coldplay or a U2 song or something, all the better. The more people that hear Irish music and
Can relate to it.
exactly, the better.
And I suppose really it has to evolve, you know. It probably won't be the same even in 50 years' time, you know, because things change.
Yeah, and it isn't the same as what it was.
No.
You know, there's instruments there. So like the guitar wouldn't traditionally be an Irish an Irish trad music instrument. So that's more recent, they would have more so looked at bazookies,
Harps as well.
harps as the accompaniment. So guitar is kind of newer into that. And now you've people with cajones and that lifting the music the whole time.
There's even people with saxophones playing Irish music on saxophones, reels and
Saxophones,
jigs.
double basses, everything.
Fantastic.
And all it does is add, you know,
Yeah.
and it invites people.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Exactly. People who are maybe not into trad and go, oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the sound.
Like if you see someone, like I think it's just so important, if you see a double bass playing with a trad band and you're a double bass player, oh God, I can play that type of music, and then I am welcome into this. And it's just about spreading it as much as possible. Now we're very lucky with like the Dubliners and you know, various bands that went before that did spread Irish music, so that like I just find it baffling that in Switzerland on St. Patrick's Day everyone's out singing the Pogues and the Dubliners and the Chieftains and stuff. So we're
They
like,
love the Irish though.
they love
They
the
do.
Irish. It's
So why wouldn't
brilliant. Like, thank you so much
We're
for
so
everyone
nice.
that did that for us, that went and spread that nice reputation for us. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
and
is
we
so
do have
welcoming.
a Cave Meal Fáilte reputation, there's no doubt about it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful having you on the show. We've come to the end of the interview. I know, didn't I tell you, it just flies in.
It just flies.
Doesn't it just fly in?
Absolutely,
I could
yeah.
talk to you girls for hours. I really could. You're just so wonderful.
Thank
yeah,
you.
and you've
Thank
great
you so much.
energy here this evening. So thank you so much. What's going forward for you all? If we read the Ceili Cottage, what would you like to? What are your goals going forward now for the next while?
Yeah, so with Ceili Cottage in particular, we've kind of, since it was 2021 that we kind of came together, we're really finding our footing now. So we're reassessing goals. We just want to play as much as possible. So at the moment we're out doing corporates, weddings, pubs, things like that. But we've a few bits of festivals and things lined up coming up. And we're looking at press packs for next year and getting all that out now that we've found a strong set list and know what we enjoy doing together. For myself personally, we have a good few stuff coming up. I'll be at Electric Picnic in 2 weeks' time. I'm doing a set with Mickey Joe Hart on that, which will be very fun. With the Flacchiole, myself and Lottie are playing with our band Electrad as well at the Flacchiole in Wexford. I think that's 2 weeks, Lottie. So we'll be having that. We have another band. I'll let you tell her about that, about Toronto Celtica.
So we're also in a collaborative band that mixes Italian music and Irish music. So the Tarantella and Celtic. So the band name is Toronto Celtica. And there's a week of gigs in South Korea there next month that unfortunately Courtney can't make it, but that I'll be flying over for. So again, just goes to show Irish music is really all over the world, and people are interested to hear it all over the world. So that'll be a nice little project as well.
Yeah, people are really keen to mix and get
Fusion,
involved in Irish
yeah.
music. So we have these fantastic Italian musicians that are just keen, like they do be on top of Lottie with the uilleann pipes, looking at every little button and knob to see how it works and how they can collaborate with it and everything. So yeah, I think goal is just keep playing music, just keep spreading it. That's all we want to do.
Yeah.
You'll have to come back to us with the other bands.
Yeah,
I love all the
absolutely,
names;
yeah.
they're fantastic. So listen, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks so much for
having
being
us.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls. The wonderful two sisters. I love it. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. So there we go. Imagine the show is over. Another show over until another week. We'll see you again next week. But until then, on behalf of myself, Angel, and all the crew here, good night. Thank you. Bye.